Hello, family and friends. Today is the day that we're supposed to get out and get all the things that we need, our last minute things, because the storm is supposed to come and we're supposed to get a lot of snow. A lot. So I didn't really need any last minute things, but I decided to get in the car, start it up, and take a ride to get out of the house before we may get stuck in a few days. So I just took a ride to the Family Dollar, kind of looked around, got a couple things, and came back home. Not things I needed, but things I wanted. So we got that done. Now it's starting to get a little dark out, so I think we're going to get something. But hope everybody's prepared with all that I just said. And warning the little children or big children, if you make snow ice cream, make sure there's no yellow marks in them and make sure it's fresh and everything. Because usually every year I make snow ice cream. And I will tell you a little story about when we lived at the cabin. I made a big batch of snow ice cream and kids was eating it. It was tasting good. And Mary Lou found a little insect leg or something in hers. So that's why I say what I just said. Watch what you have in your snow before you make snow ice cream. And I might be doing some of that if we get that snow. Show you how I make mine. Anyway, it's supper time. And I'll go over here to the refrigerator and see what I want to make. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me see if I can get you over there. Yeah, right there. I'm going to take my little crock pot that I love. I love, love, love this thing. It wasn't very much. Plug it in, and I'm going to turn it on high. It's already on high. I'm going to turn that on high, and then I'm going to go over to the refrigerator, over there, and I'm going to get something out I made yesterday for Dan and I. So this part, oh, it's heavy. I'm going to freeze. It's beef and carrots and celery and potatoes. And I put a turnip cut up in there. That is going into the freezer because we're going to have that later together. But this is what I kept for tonight. And it is the broth out of the chuck roast I made. And yes, I'm going to put fat and all in that crock pot over there. But this is nice. And it may have just a little bit of carrot pieces or something like that in it. But it's okay. So let me go over here. Take you over there. Let me get a spoon. Let's see here. What'll fit in that? I'll just get this big spoon here. There. So I'm going to put that in this crock pot. What I saved off of the potatoes and all that. There we go. That's just enough. Now I'm going to go over to the freezer, which I need to freeze this so we can have it later. But I'm going to go over to the freezer, and I am drinking a Great Crush. And I bought this, a little bit of oil. I use olive oil, but every once in a while one of my recipes calls for a vegetable oil. So I got that little thing. And I got this party cake. It's Peeps. My mom used to buy Peeps all the time. That was her favorite thing. And I'm sure if she was with us today in live, she would pick some of this stuff. These new Peeps they got out. So anyway, let me go over here and see if I can find the noodles I made during the holiday. I will probably have some of my cornbread I made last week I froze. I need to find noodles. Aha! Ice cream! There they are. No, that's my hamburger. There they are. And I got black raspberries. That pie we made last week was delicious. There's my noodles. This is the last bag. But I froze some ground chuck for when I want to make something like a sloppy joe or something. I'm going to put this cornbread back in there until I want a piece. I'm going to take some of these noodles. I put these in here. Oh, I didn't put the date. I made gluten-free egg noodles and regular egg noodles. And the gluten-free egg noodles, I put them in the freezer, but I already used them for Kai Baby. Because she can only have gluten-free. And this was left over from our regular. So, because I made a big thing full of regular noodles for our Christmas dinner. Or Thanksgiving dinner, I'm sorry. And then I made more noodles to put in the freezer. Because I like to have it. And I'll probably make some of them. And make some more of them. And I found this. I've had this for a long time and I thought I lost it. And I got to digging in some totes. And I found my little pizza thing. I call it a pizza thing, but you could use it for pies or anything. Gets in small spaces. Okay, sorry about that. Threw that thing down there like it wasn't going to make any noise at all. So I'm going to take some of these noodles. Ta-da! And put them in this, and I'm going to let them cook in that. I usually cook them on the stove, but I think they'll be all right. And I still got my things at Christine Isabel. I bought off of her Isabel. And I use them. But this one here is red, and my sweater's black and red. So I put it on. So, with that being said, while that thing there is getting heated up, it would heat up better if I put the lid on it. Here we go. I found something that I absolutely loved, and I had to have it. Because I'm going to be baking, I'm going to be making pork and beans and canning them this week. Don't you guys love it? I tell you every week I'm going to be making pork and beans this week, and I never get to them. It's just been busy. I'll use that for an excuse. It's been busy. So anyway, I needed more honey because it's going to take honey for the baked beans that I'm going to can. And it's going to take honey for the bread that I'm going to make in my Bosch. That bread's, wait a minute, I don't have that bread shut right. I got some brioche bread. Just, it's one of them half loaves. And then I got this other bread. And that will be used for when we have breakfast meals. So anyway, this is all the honey I had left. Because last week when I was feeling icky and coughing, I needed honey. So I would get up in the middle of the night when I was coughing and I would just take the honey. Now this is not this bottle, but I had 2 bottles of these that Dan got me. And I would just go like that and pour it down into my mouth and it would stop the coughing. So with this one, I've used this much on other stuff and I needed more for when I do the beans and the bread because I put honey in my homemade bread. So guess what I found? I said, Dan and I was out yesterday riding around and I said, honey, I need to stop at the Mennonite store because I forgot honey. We had just been in the store and got what thought I needed. And I got on down the road and I got to thinking about all I was going to be using honey for this week besides the cough I got rid of. And I needed honey. And I said, honey, we need to stop at the Mennonite store because I need to get some honey I forgot. And that's probably the best place to get it, I think. So, but Campbell's has sous vide. This is a cute little bottle. But when I went to the Mennonite store, I found this. A lot of you may have seen this kind, but not me. And the first thing that got me was this is in glass and it's got a cork in it. It's a bottle that can be used again and again. I like the bottle. I looked at all the honey they had, which was quite a bit. They even had different flavors of honey. But honey, this is the one I picked. And I got it home. It's called Honeytown. It's grade A, hand bottled in Ohio's Amish country. So on the back, I don't know if you can see it or not, 1 pound pure honey. It's got a picture of a beehive and it says 1 pound of pure honey. And I love it. I love the bottle. And I think I paid with tax $11 and some little cents. But I didn't care. Once I see something and it fits the way I like, I'll get it. So instead of buying any of the other honey, I said, I gotta have this. Well, Dan didn't see this cork. He just, I put it in the cart and I said, I'll get this. Went up to pay the girl, and she works there, but she works cashier, the little Amish girl, and she said, I didn't ever see the ones with corks in it. I said, yeah, that's why I bought the thing, was because it's 100% and it's got a cork in it. And I love the glass bottle. Glass bottle. So anyway, that's what I got, and I love it, and I can't wait to open it and use it, but I need to use this first, and I'll probably use this on the bread that I'm going to be making, because I want to make up some bread to put it in the freezer, like the cornbread. And I don't know what you guys do to prepare, but I remember when I was at the cabin, or any time that we knew the weather was coming, that the electric may go out, we prepared for some things when we had it, like eggs. We could eat egg sandwiches, make bread, have bread on hand, stuff like that. So I think I've rattled on enough. So I'm just going to put this in the broth. Put you over here. I will put, let me see here. I think I'll put about a cup of them. I think this is a cup. Yeah, 1 cup. Of noodles in that. We'll look and see what we think. A cup of noodles. Cup. Let me put them down in there and see if that's... Might put just about a half a cup more. They'll swell. It's so nice to have these in your freezer when you make them ahead of time, and you can use them like this. And I'll have beef and noodles for a late supper. I'm going to keep that on there. I've already got my spices in the broth, so I don't need any more spices in that. So I'll just throw these back in the freezer and have them for another couple times. So I do need to put one more spice, a little more than usual, is pepper, because I like pepper. Pepper. McCormick's pepper. Okay, now I'm going to take you over here. Right there. Get this honey up there. Show you that yes, I am a little different than other people, than many people. Let me see here. You go to the side here, and I took this wall and I put hooks up here. I ordered the hooks, and I have my stuff back on the wall where I wanted it when I had to take it down when we put our brand new stove in. So instead of nails, because they had lots of nails in there when we bought this house, and our Aunt Patty Reed made me these, or not Reed. I don't know why I said Patty Reed. Anyway, Aunt Patty, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oops, I dropped that one. But anyway, I got all my stuff here on this. And that way I go get it off the wall instead of in drawers, because I got my drawers full of other kitchen gadgets that I use, and some things I just like there on the wall, and then I take it off the wall, rinse it, and then it's right there where I can see it, and I could rinse it out and use it. So I've already used a lot of this. This was put away in tubs. It was put away in tubs. I'm going to rinse that before I use it anyway. And so I got it back on there. And that's probably not all. I've got some like up there on the wall. My strainer, my tongs. It goes over there by the stove and stuff. So, and then I got my other stuff over there on the wall. There's a cutting board on the wall, and I got that for Christmas a few years back. So anyway, yeah, I'm a little strange about that way. Like some people hang their skillets and stuff like that, but I think that's a little much for me to do because I put my skillets out on my stove. So anyway, that's all the content I got today, and I will put a picture of the noodles when they get done. And I will probably, I don't know if I will have cornbread with them or a piece of garlic bread. I'm not sure. But anyway, I got to get busy and put that other stuff in the freezer before it thaws out, because it thaws out real good. I've had it in the refrigerator, and I want to put it in I got to find a tub to put that in so I can have that for later for us. Not the next night, but later. So that's full of brown or chuck roast, potatoes, carrots, celery, and some cut up turnips. I don't know if any of you have ever put cut up turnips in your stuff, but I really liked them in there when I tried them. So anyway, God bless you all, and I'll put a picture down below of the noodles with the homemade broth that came from chuck roast and noodles that I made and froze earlier. God bless you.